Hello, welcome back to Naughty Boy Nation. Today we're gonna rank the Fire Force characters in a tier list. S being the best and F being the worst. I think a good majority of characters from Fire Force. I could be missing a few people, but if I'm missing them, I'm literally rewatching the series right now. I'm in the final season. So if I forgot about the character, it probably means that after anyway because I can't even remember them, and I'm rewatching the series. But I think a good majority of people. Um. Well, I might not be able to say the names correctly. I will give him my best shot. But so let's get started. First we have the Fast Company, Captain Barnes. I love Captain Barnes. I think his ability is really cool. I think his character arc is really cool. I think his relationship with Shinra is really dope. How he was the first person at the scene when Shinra mom became a final. I like his relationship and connection with with Joker. I really enjoy him as a character and what he represents. I also really enjoy the twist of him turning into a villain and betraying us. And then I like that his infernal self, his will is that so strong that he was able to overcome his doppelganger, his infernal self, and sort of take control. And that's really cool to see. I also love his fascination with the evangelist, basically the god of the Fire Force world, and him being so devoted to her that he dances on his own morals, and he just basically goes against Sinwa, which is really dope. But then, to be fair, he does sort of come back to our side by the end of the show, but it's just him as his final self. But overall, I just really enjoy Captain Barnes as a character. He also gives Sinwa a lot of wisdom as well. So for me, he's a S tier character. He's one of the best characters in Fire Force. Now this is while I was doing my research and just making sure I got as many characters as I could, so I didn't forget anyone. This character appeared as a person of the Fast Company. I'm gonna be truthfully honest, I don't even remember her. At least I think it's a her. I'm gonna put her after. This is the lieutenant of the Fast Company. Again, he doesn't really do anything. He sort of comes in after Rekka sort of turns out to be evil and gets himself killed. He sort of comes in. He doesn't really do much. We've seen him now again give advice to Captain Barnes, but overall, he doesn't really do anything. So honestly, for me, he's like a eater. Flam, I really enjoy Flam. For me, Flam, at the beginning, he was just like an okay character. But the more we get to know him, the more he interacts with Shinra, the more he helps Shinra accompany A, the more I like him. I also think he has the coolest power. His flames turn into ice. That's like the coolest power, I think, in Fire Force that I've seen so far. So for me, he's a very high beater. Rekka? I think I'm pronouncing his name right. He's responsible for giving us the sixth pillar. He's also I really like his personality of him being very energetic and very he believes in the people. Even though he turned out to be a villain and sort of, well, I guess abusing children. I mean, he sort of, the way he was doing it though was in a way he believed that they would be able to overcome it. I like his relationship with Tamaki and how tragic it is. I don't think he's B tier though. I don't think I could put him the same place as Flam, so I will put him C tier. Lee? This guy is another lieutenant of Captain Barnes. He's the most, I think, devout in his religion. You don't get much of him, but the one arc you do get a really dope moment is the Iris arc, where he's basically sort of telling Shinra what his faith means to him, and how, like, even as we found out more about, like, the Holy Soul Temple and, like, the bad stuff they do, how he still is able to keep his faith. I think that's really cool. Even after learning, like, the Bright Clad had, like, involvement in the Holy Soul Temple, but, like, his faith doesn't ever, like, is never in doubt with him. So for me, he's a solid C tier character as well. Honda, captain of the second company, he's a fun character. He is really fun. I really enjoy him. I really enjoy his powers as well, like him being used as a cannon to hit a Titan. I did the drag is really funny. He's sort of the one that I find the most military of the whole companies. Overall though, like, again, I don't think you get a lot of him in the show. There is a really cool moment he has with Tamaki when he's like, thanks Tamaki for saving Juggernaut's life. That's really cool. Overall though, I think I'll give him a C tier as well. This guy helped against Inca when, like, we were trying to capture her. He's fine, I'll be honest, probably after. Now the lieutenant of the 2nd division, the one that got killed by, I think, Orochi, her name, they sort of end up dating by the end of the series. I think his name is Hichiki? I think that's how you pronounce it. I could be totally wrong. But, like, I too like his powers, and you got to see, like, very cool moment of him and his relationship with Juggernaut, how he's able to, like, give Juggernaut encouragement when he was training Juggernaut. That was dope to see. The only problem with this character, I think, is you get so many cool moments literally a second before he dies. Like, he's introduced, you get him being very cool, and then he immediately dies. So for me, I think he's a D tier. Juggernaut, I really love Juggernaut. He is a fantastic character. I really love the gag of him wearing so many layers that, like, every time somebody, like, pierces him, they miss. I love the fight with, I think her name is Orochi. It is this girl right here that takes its arm and leg from him. I love how he defeats her. I love how he, like, protects Tamaki. I also love how he's sort of in love with Tamaki and he actually gets her by the end of the series, which is dope. I really enjoy Juggernaut. For me, he's another B-tier character. He is a really fun when he's on the screen. I really love how he interacts with the rest of, like, Shinra, Tamaki, Arthur. He is really cool. His abilities are really cool. I also love that, like, he has low confidence, and, like, throughout the series, it's all about him fighting confidence. That's really dope. Now, Company 3, the only character I know from Company 3 is Giovanni. And he's basically just a member of the Right Clan. He's also basically really evil. I like his, like, lore with Vulcan and how he's, like, was, I think he was the apprentice to Vulcan's father. Well, what am I saying? Vulcan's grandfather. He was one of his apprentices alongside Vulcan's father, and how he sort of turned on them and betrayed them, and, like, he now works with the Right Clan because he wants to discover the secrets of the route and the secret of Adol Bast, the Adol Link, this is really cool. He's a very good villain. How he like manipulate Lisa is like he makes me wanna hate him. For me, because he makes me want to hate him, I gotta put him in B tier. But he's such a good villain that I'm gonna have to give him C tier. Like I want him out of everything, every character in Fire Force that is evil. He's the one I hated the most. He's the one I wanted to die the most. Because of what he sort of did to Lisa, what he did to Vulcan, what he did to Vulcan's family. Like, he is just a bastard. I'm glad he died. Captain of the Fourth, Haju? I probably said that name wrong. But he's the captain of the Fourth. He's one of us who has a Sigma, who basically got a scar because he actually entered the adult world. That was really dope. His sort of fascination with like getting hard by people of adult pass is really funny. I wish we got more of him. We only got a little bit, and then he does ultimately end up dying. I think to me I think he's a D tier as well. I do enjoy him as a character, but like there's a lot more people I enjoy. Like his Lieutenant Pam. And also Pan also is now the captain, and I really love his power. I love how he can like boost the people ability, whether it boosting them defensively or attackingly. It's really dope to see. Again, I also like his cack of like sometimes he would just whistle instead of speaking the sentence, he would whistle it. That's really funny. But yeah, I kind of fell in love with him when we went to investigate the second Amaterasu, and we found out like more secret that he was the leader of that mission. I really enjoyed him. I really enjoyed his leadership skills. It was really dope. I thought that for me, he's a solid B tier. Karen, again, I really like his Fire Force power, which is basically creating shields. That's super dope. I do sort of like his relationship with Shinra. I like they did get along. That was cool to see. For me, again, he's a C tier character. I think he has enough that I enjoy his character when he's on screen. I enjoy his ability, but I also enjoy his relationship with Shinra. I like compared to like Juggernaut Ogun, his relationship with Shinra is very like negative, which I also enjoy. Ogun Solidated. He might be a S tier with the final season. His power is so dope. His relationship with Shinra is so cool. He really is like a really good guy. And I really love how he's like willing to go do bad with the Eighth Company. Like, honestly, if we saw more of him, I think he could be S tier. But his relationship with Arthur and Shinra is really dope. His nature of being such a good person. I also like his ultimate power where he has the potential to be like as strong as Captain Pan for a short period. That's really dope. I think what his ability called Flaming Ink. I think that's one of his moves when he like basically what you see here. He gathers himself with like flame, and he's like as strong as Captain Pants for a short time. That's really dope to see. But yeah, he's a solid A tier character. I just really love his character and his relationship with Shinra. Now we're moving on to the fifth company. Hibana. Hibana is for me, I love her as a character. Maybe it's because she's really good looking. Maybe that helps her. But I really love her relationship with Iris. I love her relationship with Shinra. I also love when she was a villain, and then how she became on our side. Like, her on our team make me fall in love with her even more as a character. Also, her ability is the most beautiful ability. Like, it's like fire petals, which is really cool. I also like how she's the one that figures out like about the experiment at her like sister place. I like how she figures out about doppelgangers, how she figures out a lot of things, the mystery behind Ivanos. I really like that. And I really think her relationship with Iris develops very well after she becomes on our team. Also, you feel really sorry for her for what she had to go through in the past. And when she finds out that Samurai, I think that's the name of the seventh pillar, this girl, she was the one that tricked them and killed all the children to make sure the experiment worked, to find a like, basically to find another pillar is so cool to see. I really like her development. She's another A tier character for me. This is again another character who helped in the fight against Inca when they're trying to capture her. Again, he doesn't really do anything, so after. I've forgotten this character's name, but he's like he's the same sort of fast basically company as the rest, like Juggernaut, like Ogun. They all come from the same academy with Shinra, but he has like bubbles. His powers are pretty cool. He shoots bubbles at his victims, and then he can make them explode, which is a cool power. He has a cool fight with his, the Lieutenant Amaki. For me, he's probably a D. Again, fifth angels, you got these like triplets that have cool abilities. They had a cool fight against the 8th company when they like were enemies. Other than that, they don't really do anything else. Conehead, I think that's his name. I think he's the lieutenant of I think he's the lieutenant of Hibana, but I think again he has a cool fight with Arthur, but again he doesn't really do much. So I think for me he's a D there. Now this is the captain of the 6th company. They're like the healing specialists. That's what they focus on. Again, I don't think we got enough of her for me to put her higher than D there. But what we do get of her, I do enjoy. So that way I don't think she E or F. So like for me, she is just a solid character. Same with her lieutenant. Again, we don't get much of her, but what we do get is basically things I do enjoy. So yeah. Benimaru, no doubt in my mind, is an Aztec character. He has such aura about him, and then I love his fights. I love his relationship with Shinra and Arthur. I love how he trains them. I love his relationship with his lieutenant, Koro. I think that's how you pronounce his lieutenant's name. Koro? That sounds right. But yeah, he's definitely a ST. He's pretty cool in my opinion, especially when his company is separate from the rest of the empire. He also has their own tradition of taking down Infernal, where is create a massive distraction and then rebuild it. And that's like, he has a village, where like all the other companies protect like everyone, but they don't really have a village or like that the company 7 have. And that's why for me personally, he's S-tier. I also love his team up with Joker. But now we get to his boss. What he does for Benimaru, and to learn more about Benimaru, for me makes him a solid D-tier character. But other than that, again, you don't get much of him. But what you do get, I do enjoy. Now, Hinata and Hikaki, I think their names are. They are fun characters. I like their training with Tamaki. I love the personality. For me, that's C tier. Koro, I think I'm saying his name right, is A tier. I like his relationship with Benimaru. I also like how Benimaru doesn't want to be captain. I think Koro should be captain, but Koro is like, no, this is what the old captain wanted, this is what the village wanted. You need to be the captain. I like his relationship with Shinra. He's also like captain company of the fourth captain. He's a Sigma, which he's someone who's been to the adult world. So for me personally, he's an A tier. I really love how he will. In the past, we saw him sacrificing himself for Benimaru. That's how he ended up with that scar. I also love that he's really strong at his relationship with the 8th company. I enjoy seeing as well. No, Captain Obi is my favorite character of Fire Force. It's because he's a captain with no powers, but he's not like Giovanni who experimented on himself. He's just pure willpower, pure training, pure muscles. And for me, he's S tier. I like what he sort of brings to Shinra, at Arthur, at Iris, what he brings to Company 8. I like how he's there to investigate all the other companies, to hold them accountable. I love that his justice, I love his sense of morals. For me, he's my favorite character. His relationship with all of his company is really cool to see. His death, honestly made me upset, but also made sense how he's if he dies, is Shinra's breaking point. I also like how he make the 8th a family. The reason the 8th company is the best company is because of him, and probably the lieutenant, and that why for me he's S tier. Honestly, I just wish we got to see him in more fights. Arthur is, as dumb as he is, he's so funny, his power is so cool. I love his gag of him being a knight, while Shinra is him being a hero. I also like his rivalry with Shinra. That's cool to see. Arthur's ability as well, his imagination of the more he believes in the make-believe of knights, the stronger he is really cool to see. For me, again, he's a really well-developed character in the show. He's a S tier. Iris is the 8th pillar. I really enjoy her character. She's really well-developed. I also love that we learned that she is actually a doppelganger. She is not the original Iris, which is really cool to learn about. Do I put that S tier or A tier? No, I think she goes in A tier, just because I really enjoy these four a lot more. But I really do enjoy her character development. I enjoy a relationship with Shinra and the other members of the 8th company. I really enjoy her relationship with her faith, and how even learning the truth about it, she still remains faithful to her religion, even if it changes a bit into having faith into the members of the 8th company. It's really dope to see. Shinra, again, as I think he's a very well developed main character. I like his backstory with him trying to find his brother and to bring his brother back to his side. I like his smile. I like how people used to think he's the devil, but he wants to be a hero. I really love that. All the development he gets throughout the show is really well done. And as a main character, I think he's a really good written main character. So for me, he's a S tier. His mum, basically, she's really good for the law. I like how she comes to him at final and helps him. I'm just trying to think whether I should put a C tier or B tier. I think I'm okay with putting a B tier. I think what she means for the series, without the mystery of her being a virgin birth, is really cool to see. How combining with Shinra to make Shinra Banchoman is really dope as well. So yeah, for me, solid B there. So for me is a S tier. I like his character development. I like him being a villain and then turning to our side. I love him like finally being the angel for his brother. That's really dope to see. For me, also, I still think he and Shinra have the best fight in the series, hands down. Now, granted, I haven't rewatched the second half of the final season, but I still don't think anything in the second half beats the first fight that they have between them. But I do like so learning more about his past and changing. Next we have the lieutenant. The more I hear about the lieutenant, the more of a S-tier character he is for me. Like, I think he was just already a solid A tier, but on my rewatch of the series, he's for me a S tier character. Again, similar to Obi, I love how he's made the 8th Company a family. He's willing to like throw down for his team. I like how he can be really strict but also really aloof at times, which is really fun. I love like his personality, like when he's now at the minute he's the rebellion, him like being so like anti like laws, it's really funny to see. And also the willingness he has to like protect the squad members is really dope. And I love that these two are the reason the 8th Company is a family. Tamaki. Now, technically speaking, Tamaki technically first is a member of the first company, but for me personally, she spends most of the hard time with the 8th Company. I consider her the 8th Company member. I really like her. I think her development is really good. I think I really love the idea that like she is the like pillar of people's desire. That what she means to this route, to the story. Sees everyone like desire, lust, which is also a important part of the route, which I really enjoy her like final battle against Assault. That was really fun to see. For me, she's a solid A character. I also like a story moment. I like how she trains. I like her character development throughout the show. And I'm not somebody that really cares about the fan service. Like, I find it funny. I know some people don't like her because she's very fan service heavily. But I don't. For me, that doesn't change whether I like the character or not. Maki, I think Maki's the best female character in Fire Force. I really love her. The question is, do I think she holds S-tier potential? Probably not. I do like her ability. I like how she's very like gally, but then she also very like enjoys the gym, enjoys more of like what you would typically say are like man things. But I really enjoy her as a character. She is the best written female. I enjoy her relationship with her family. I enjoyed learning more about her. I really enjoy like she's like really very cutesy when like she's creating fires and giving them names. And I also love the relationship between Maki and the lieutenant. Maki further, again, you don't get much of her, but I do like what it means to Maki. Maki brother, I would put Maki father D there. I would put Maki brother C there. I like that how he was totally against the lieutenant. I like Maki having to stand up to her brother, say no, this is what she wants. And I do really love the development with the relationship between her brother and the lieutenant. Maki mom also is so fine, but like again, you don't get much of her, but what I did get, I really enjoyed. Vulcan, I love what we get with Vulcan. He's a really cool character. I like his relationship to like the Amaterasu, him family being builders of the Amaterasu, him learning about Pi, him sort of relationship with Giovanni about like their like negative relationship, like how like Vulcan just wants to build a family, and he sort of built a family, and Giovanni would try to destroy it, and failed. Lisa for me is Aite. I love the like see sort of dance actually is a spy working for Giovanni, but then like you gotta change the feeling of what she felt for Vulcan. You gotta change the feeling of like being a family, and she was able to down on her side. Even though she still had PTSD, I would say I think you could have gotten more episodes of her PTSD, of her trying to overcome it. I would have loved to see that like play out a bit more in the forefront. It sort of played out in the background of the show. But yeah, for me, she's a solid 8 character. You? You don't get much of you, but what I do get, I really enjoy. And like when I thought you was about to die, I was furious. Like you is so precious that like for me, just based on his personality and how precious he is for me, he's a beater. Lich, I really love Lich. I love Lich being finally a member of Company 8 by the end of the show. I love that he has his own agenda. Man, I couldn't say that word. That's but yeah, I love that he had his own agenda. His him to being a scientist and working to figure out the truth about the adult world, the truth about Pi, the truth about adult Baust. It's really dope to see. I love that he works with the Joker, but he also doesn't necessarily betray the 8th company. Yeah, I really enjoy him. The other character is Joker. Joker for me is another 8 character. I love that he's a dark hero. I love the team up with him and Benimaru. I love his relationship with Captain Barnes. I love him teaming up with Simura to fight Captain Barnes. So yeah, for me, he's really dope. I also like his backstory of like he was a member of the Holy Soul Temple. He was sort of like a Seto member, and you see how like they sort of like members of the Foundation, how like ghetto society and like really bad environment it is, and he finally escapes that, finds a Gump family to take him in. The Holy Soul sort of temple kills that family, so he will always have to be on the run. But yeah, for me, he's really is a 80 character. Now the original Irish, the person that is in Amaterasu, that is used for Amaterasu, that sucks, and I feel sorry for her. But like at the end of the day, she is one of the first pillar, and she also, what pisses me off, she convinces Iris to kill herself. So that pisses me off, so I go give her higher than a beater. Hammerer. Honestly, Hammerer was a C tier, but like in the final season where I sort of fall in love with Hammerer. I love her relationship with Sharon. Sharon and her relationship is one of the best relationships in the show. I feel sorry for how her ability is sort of tortures her mind, like she can see everyone's true thoughts and they're all bad things, and it like breaks her down mentally. Like I feel so bad for her that I'm glad she got a happy ending. She's a solid B character. She's a very good villain as well throughout the show. Inca, I love Inca because she's very crazy. Her personality is crazy, but like when I rewatch the arc she's introduced in, she's a really shitty character. Like she kills her friend that trying to save her. She's okay with like seeing the world burn. I like her personality because it's sort of crazy. She's sort of crazy, but she's also pretty bad. I also like her relationship with Shinra though, so I'm gonna put a B there as well. Now this, I think Natsu-san is the sixth pillar. You got a few, I do like a story happening in the background. You get to see like Reika sort of makes him the sixth pillar. Then he's basically forced to participate into experiment at the Hajima industry. You see how well they treat kids, like they torture them, they're terrible to them. But like you see his power stuff, for me he's a C tier. You don't get enough of him to push him any further, but the storyline you got of him is really fun. Samurai, I hate Samurai. Once I learned who she was and what she did to the children that she was meant to take care of, I hate. But it's good for the story, and that's why she's not after. But I do fucking hate her. Woman in Black, I really like the lore drop with the Woman in Black. Woman in Black, I like how she sort of realized the Alpha Journalist is like what the people in the Fire Force world think is God, and how she is wrong, how she is using the power at her best to give life, while Alpha Journalist is using it to try and destroy life. I like with her, you find out a lot of mystery, you find out about Pi, you find about Ruffle, you find about like how Ruffle is actually a doppelganger. So I really love the role the Woman in Black plays in the story. Same way I enjoy the Evangelist role in the story, how she is meant to be like the hope and desire of people's subconscious, and how like people have always been depressed or like being negative, so if she destroys it, she can rebuild the world in a better image. But like she's just a very good villain. She's also, I love the idea of the truth about God is not, oh, God is created and then people created. It's actually the other way around. People's thoughts are created and they become God. And that's how she became God. It was a thought of many people. And that way she's trying to help the people by destroying the world. I really love Arrow. Arrow for me is an idea because of her connection and her loyalty to Sue. I love her personality, but the thing I love most about her is her loyalty to Sue. And so for me, she's a solid A tier character. Jawan for me is an idea. He's always badass when he's fighting on screen. He has a really cool power where he like reflects ability. His death scene I was really emotional for, especially because he's a villain, so I should be like okay with it. But like honestly, I felt so sorry for Hamura. I love his loyalty to Hamura, like how Arrow's loyal to Shu, Jaron's loyal to Hamura. I love that they both get a happy ending by the end of the show. Yeah, Jaron for me is my favorite member of the White Clan. White Clan. White Clan is something completely different. Now, I think you pronounce his name Kuroko or something like that, but basically, I do not like this guy. He's like abuses children. He's literally what you see of him. He's basically sucks ass. He was really mean to Sinra. But he does do his job and he does protect the sixth pillar. So like that's why I'm contemplating putting him into D-tier, but I really don't like him. I'll probably keep him E-tier. Vista. She's basically the protector of Inca. Ratsu. I feel like that's how you pronounce her name. Retsu. Retsu? Yeah, Retsu. That sounds right to me. But like she can basically bring the doctor back to life and you have to fight the dead. That is a pretty cool power. I enjoy her character. For me, she's a cheater. Faris, his ability is really dope. Again, enjoy his character. I don't think you get enough of his character to put him any higher than Cheetah. Assault, I really enjoy Assault. Assault is really funny. I like his relationship with Tamaki. I like the gag of like, he go beat Tamaki because Tamaki too are cool. But I also like his fight against his adult version of himself. The question, I don't think he does enough for me to put him beat 80 though, so I think he's a solid beta character. Dragon is fucking dope. I love his fight with Arthur. But again, he doesn't do enough for me to put him anywhere A tier or S tier. But he has one of the best fights in the show with Arthur. So yeah, for me, he's a solid B tier just because of his fight with Arthur. Now this is Flail. He does his job. He doesn't do much, but he does his job in the show. So like he's a D tier for me. Gold as well does her job in the show. She also, I'm pretty sure she's the one that kills the 4th company captain. D tier, I think. Iron, again, not much done, but like he has a cool fight with the lieutenant at Maki's brother. Mirage does the job in the series, has a cool fight, but I did. Uruchi, I think that's her name. Again, she's introduced and killed, probably a E tier for me. Oh shit, I forgot his name. Yokai? Something like that? He's the guy that like manipulated the Holy Show double. He actually turned into Ruffles. When Ruffle came back, he was a different person. That was because of him. That's really cool, and because of that makes him a C tier for me. Sasori, I remember that name because that's a character from Naruto. So I remember this guy. He has a cool fight, but like at the end of the day, doesn't do much. Puppeteer, again, a cool fight, doesn't do much. Ruffle, the lore about Ruffle gives him a C tier for me because of the lore. He's also the reason why like everyone danced on Shinra by like the first half of season 3. Because yeah, he comes down and then Shinra kills him. Again, Holy Dumble sucks ass. Them so easily joining the right clat is crazy to me. So yeah, he's a E tier, Ruffle the Third. This character advanced into a final. He's experimented on by the 5th company. He's a piece of shit. Nobody cares why he turned into a final. But yeah, I put him after. This guy, you don't get much of him, so I'll probably put him E tier for you don't get much. But he sort of works with Kuroko, I think his name is. He's like basically the guy who like buys for him and like keeps this guy in check, which is dope to see. But yeah, those are all the characters of Fire Force. That's my ultimate list. Tell me your list in the comments below. But yeah, that's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. I see you guys next time. Probably pretty soon, maybe a month time, we'll do a Fire Force character arc ranked, since I'm already like on the final season. But see you guys next time. Bye.